What is up again, everybody? We got some more gameplay here. I'm going to do commentary over this entire video, and if you enjoy gameplay commentary, first of all, give me a like and a subscribe because I'm going to do some more of it, and second of all, get your popcorn ready because this is 40 minutes long, and I am not going to be doing very much cutting because it would take me absolutely forever. This is a Golden Age game. So we're running some Golden Age teams. I'll put the links in the description. But essentially, this is basically just D&D stuff. This is all just D&D Golden Age stuff. So I am running adventurers. I'm running the Durnan that when it's active, anytime you field an adventurer, it's going to gain an experience. And so my goal, obviously, is to just field up some stuff, gain an experience, like have it get KO'd or, you know, pop it on over with Nihilor Global, and then rinse and repeat to just make giant adventurers. Ryan, on the other hand, is playing with a bunch of different monsters, which you look at and you may go, oh, that's kind of a bad matchup for the monsters because anytime they're KO'd, they're going to give me experience, but he does have some interesting combos to go along with it. Number one, that doppelganger that gains experience whenever my stuff gains experience is pretty sweet. He's also got the ghost that's going to take half of my experience off of a character when it's fielded. He's got the soulmonger, so if any of his stuff gets KO'd, it actually comes back on his turn. And then he has Strahd. If you've never seen Strahd, you had to actually play in an event in order to get Strahd. And he does some just absolutely crazy stuff. Take a look at that card whenever you get a chance. Going over the first two turns, Ryan picked up a Grell, if I remember correctly. And I fielded a sidekick and picked up the absolutely amazing old school halfling thief that basically does the new school Grell thing, which is pretty cool. Ryan's going to use my resurrection that I brought to prep over the Grell and the doppelganger that he just purchased. And then over onto my turn, I'm going to roll up a sidekick, keep all this, keep the sidekick, pay 2 to pick up a yawning portal because I put that on the team because, you know, it's D&D only and it's yawning portal, so why would you not, right? I prep over the 5 that I have, and actually I think I had 6, did I not? Maybe I had 5, I can't remember. Either way, I prep over 1 and then put the other stuff in the bag, and then Ryan immediately rolls the Grell and the doppelganger. And so those are going to get fielded, we can tell. It's a pretty easy turn for him. He rolls them both on one fielding. So he pays 2 to field both of those up, and then he's going to float that question mark. He could res here, I guess. Looks like he is, yeah, he's going to res there. Kind of messes with the bag, but when you pay to field that, you don't actually buy anything, so who cares, right? We're going to keep the Halfling Thief, definitely. We're going to want to re-roll the Yawning Portal. Maybe we can do some buying. And plus, it makes the Halfling Thief free. Free to field is always good. It comes up as double bolt, so at least it pays for the fielding costs here. And this is a really cool 3-cost card from back in the day. I'm going to pay a bolt to field it. And when I field that, Ryan is going to draw 2 dice from his bag. I'm going to look at them, and then I'm going to either say, you know, what for each die, I get to actually pick. They can go back in the bag, or they can go into the used pile. This is one of those weird sort of corner case scenarios where what happens if we put it in the used? Does it matter? He's going to have 3 dice that are sitting there technically in used right now. If 2 dice go in, how many go into his bag after he cycles? And the answer is it doesn't actually matter here because no matter what he does with the dice that come out, his bag is going to cycle next turn anyway. So it doesn't end up mattering because we see 4 dice there. 4 dice. You know, actually, maybe it does trigger a bag cycle. Maybe we should pull it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So no, he's got a sidekick. It's so hard to see that little sidekick. So he has 3 dice in the bag. So with the 3 dice in the bag, even if we take 2 of those out, put them in the used pile, he's going to cycle and have the same number in the bag afterwards anyway. So who cares, right? I guess technically leaving them in the bag does make it have more in the bag. We're going to buy a Yawning Portal. Then we're going to pay 2 to pick up a Volo. This is not the Volo that gets bigger whenever something is fielded, like an adventurer is fielded. This is the Volo that makes all of your adventurers free to field. I figured I'd try the other Volos out. Why not, right? Because we could just jam the Vajra Volo combo that we did before. And Vajra is on this team. She's not been purchased yet. We could just jam that one like we did before, but it's fun to try the new stuff out. Plus, I also we both, in order to make these teams, we both went onto the Dice Coalition website. We pressed the random button after selecting all of the D&D sets, and it spat out, for me, it spat out that Vajra, that when you field an adventurer, deal 1 damage to the opponent. And for him, it spat out, oh man, what did it give him? The Doppelganger? The Grell? I'm not sure. Either way, he's going to, oh, maybe it gave him Strahd. I don't know. But he went ahead and purchased a Strahd and then prepped a die. He's going to attack with a Grell. And then he's going to, I'm going to block with the Halfling Thief. And yeah, that all resolves. You know, the nice thing about getting to block with Halfling Thief is not only does it even trade, but it allows me to roll it again, thus using the Wind Fielded effect if it does come up. The Volo comes up, the Yawning Portal comes up. It's actually debatable whether or not you keep the Halfling Thief on the double mask side, because doing so and fielding both, like fielding a character, makes you know, those masks basically turn into Halfling Thieves. But fielding here and fielding there means we can buy one more of those, put it in the bag. You can also buy a Vajra with the bolt. But really, I think we want to try and get this Durnan. The Durnan's a 4 cost, but we fielded 2 things. We are going to trigger the bag refill on Ryan there, and we're going to pull a sidekick, and we're going to put both of those sidekicks back into his bag because that's the effect on Halfling Thief. And then we want to decide what we do with this energy here. The options are pay 2 for a Durnan, because we fielded 2 things. We would pay a fist and like a bolt or something, or pay a fist and a mask. We could then, we can't obviously resurrect here because we don't have any way to fix. Fixers are not in the D&D set. So res is out. But I think the best line here would be to like buy Durnan, put it in the bag, and then buy Halfling Thief, put it in the bag as well. We already have 1 Halfling Thief in circulation, so either buying that or buying the Volo is good because it puts an experience token on that character card, thus affecting the buff on both of the dice. So with both of those in circulation already, it's better to just have those. I think it's probably better to buy the Durnan and the Halfling Thief, but it looks like we are going to instead buy a Vajra for 1. Put that in the bag as well. It does get that in circulation as well, but I think the Halfling Thief purchase there is a little bit better. Getting a buff on the thing in the field is good, and the Wind Fielded effect, having more of those in circulation on the Halfling Thief is also really solid because it just messes with his bag so much. It's a really, really powerful card. And I'm glad this effect is now back in the game with the KO'd Grell. I think it's KO'd. Or no, maybe it's a KO'd Gazer. The Gazer that when you KO it, you can do the exact same thing. Draw 2 dice from your opponent's bag and then choose to either prep them, or put them in used pile or put them back in the bag. Pretty cool effect. Pretty cool. Then the question becomes, do we attack here? He's got a Doppelganger in the field. We have a Halfling Thief. If the attack goes through, which we actually are going to attack here, if he lets this through, then we have 5 dice in used, 4 in the spent area. My mat says spent. I like to call it transition. But 4 in the spent. That's 9 dice. We're going to fix this to, or I guess we do have Fixer. He brought Intellect Devourer Global. We're going to fix it to a mask and then Nihilor Global the 1/1 over into the prep area. KO's our own guy. The other option there is if he chooses to chump block it, we don't have to sack the sidekick, basically. If we can keep the sidekick around for doing that another time, then we don't have to worry about it. But constantly being able to pop our Wind Fielded effects over into the prep area so we can do the effect again next turn is super solid. Super solid. So he has rolled the Grell back. 2 fists, a shield, a bolt, a question mark. Let's see what he chooses to do. He's going to keep the shield and the question mark. Re-rolling for fist. That's not great for his team. Looking at his team list, he's not doing a ton with his fists. Oh, you know what? I think it gave him the Black Viper. I think so. The Black Viper that's on his team, I think that was what he originally received. And he has the Grell here that has Infiltrate. I'd forgotten about that. He's going to pay 3 to get that Soulmonger, which is a really cool card. If you've never seen Soulmonger, it essentially just brings back everything that's been KO'd, as long as they're monsters, or evil, I think is what it is, as long as they're evil. He preps a die with Resurrection, and probably not attacking here. He has a Grell and a Doppelganger, which are both a little difficult to see. He's going to push with the Grell. No, he's going to decide not to push with the Grell. Oh, yeah, he pushed with it, and then I chose not to block it, so that I am going to take 1, and I don't... he has the spin down counter that I provided, and the one that I have is just a natural D20, so I have to sit there and fiddle with the D20 until I find the 19. So there's the Durnan and the Vadra coming out of the bag that we prepped from before. This could be a really good roll, but these are all kind of expensive, right? I know I have to pay 1 to field the Halfling Thief. I know I'm going to have to pay something for the Durnan. The Durnan is really expensive. This is actually a fine keep right here. We have the 3 energy to pay for the fielding costs, and then we can just field a sidekick alongside that to thin the bag out. If we try to roll the Vadra, her top side fielding cost is 1, so technically we can roll her no matter what. I think it's actually okay. Because if we land... No, I guess we would have to have exactly that, wouldn't we? Let's think. If we step back, if we re-roll the Vadra and it comes up on 0 fielding cost, we can fix the sidekick to any energy type, and we'd have 2, right? Yeah, we would only have 1, 2... Yeah. So maybe it's not a good... I don't know what I'm thinking here, re-rolling this. If it comes up on a single bolt, then I can still field everything. If it comes up on 0 cost fielding, then I can only field that and the... only field the Durnan, excuse me. I was deep in the tank just now, just trying to figure out why in the world I would re-roll this. Nevertheless, I have the 3 energy to pay for the fielding cost of the Durnan. Do that first. Field the sidekick does nothing. But then you field here. Oh, I see. That's right, because... I have Mr. Make Your Adventurers Free guy. That's why I was doing that. Hindsight, man, always 20/20. Fielding the Halfling Thief means I get to pull 2 dice from Ryan's bag, and Strahd is going to go ahead and go to used, and the sidekick goes back. When I field that Halfling Thief, it gains an experience token, putting it to 1 experience, making it a 4/4. So in one fell swoop, I took away a good die from Ryan. I made his bag worse by leaving the sidekick in it, and I gained an experience. Finishing the thought from earlier, he's going to keep that when fielded effect in the field, which is smart. Finishing the thought from earlier, the reason I was deciding whether or not I wanted to re-roll that double bolt on Vadra is because no matter what she comes up on, I don't have to pay to field her because Volo's in the field. Same with the Halfling Thief, I didn't have to pay to field the Halfling Thief because Volo's in the field, and he makes adventurers free to field. So technically I only had to pay 2 there, so I could have fixed the sidekick and paid the mask that's currently in my reserve pool to field the Durnan, and then field a free Vadra and a free Halfling Thief for maximum value. But this also allows us to keep the the mask around, and on Ryan's turn KO our Halfling Thief with the Nihilor Global that I brought. This is not a great roll for Ryan. He's got 4 energy, 2 shields, 1 bolt, 1 question, or actually 2 questions technically. The Soulmonger is not actually going to have any effect because he doesn't have enough dice, enough characters, enough monsters to actually cycle. He can technically push with the Doppelganger. But honestly, I would just let that through. Better to get it out of the field so it does not accrue added value every time I field an adventurer. Getting experience would not be great for me. The score is currently 19-20, but hopefully we can get some traction going forward. deciding what you want to do here. You probably just want to load up on low-cost characters. Like, buy more Grells, buy that Black Viper, maybe even buy the Ghost, thinking that, you know, my little ramp engine of just getting constant experience is about to kick in, so it's kind of worth the idea of investing into some way to remove my experience going forward. So that would be good as well. Yeah, it looks like he is going to pay 3 and to pick up a Ghost, so that's a good purchase, I think. He's going to prep a die. Actually, that's the sidekick that, he prepped a die, yeah. I'm going to Nihilor Global. He is going to pop his Grell back into the field. I guess I'm going to scoop up and roll, see what we get. Man, just missing the Yawning Portal. I'll tell you what, that certainly slows down this whole machine. The more character dice we can get in circulation, the quicker, the better. And there's the Yawning Portal. So we're going to have 1 field on the Yawning Portal, reducing the cost. Now, when this happens, there's like 3 effects that go off. Effect number 1, the when fielded effect will trigger. I decide after he pulls 2 to put the Strahd into the used and a sidekick back. Step 2, the Halfling Thief is going to gain an experience, and thus so will my opponent's Doppelganger. And then step 3, it's going to make everything free to field. Or I guess not free to field, 1 less to purchase, I should say. So we're going to pay 2 for another Vajra, and then pay 1 for a resurrection, and then we're going to resurrect a sidekick out of the bag. If that wasn't confusing enough, then we're going to attack. See if he lets it through or if he decides to chump block. If he blocks here, and that thing KOs, which it does not, then we would have gained an experience since it is our turn, but he did choose to block with a 5/5 against our 4/4. So we will KO our Halfling Thief and get to roll it again. He rolls up 5 dice, 4 of them come up energy, double question, mask, and fist, as well as a sidekick. The sidekick is good. You do want the sidekick because if I refield and then attack with Halfling Thief every turn, you want a chump blocker that's not a what do you call it, a monster. If the monster chump blocks then and gets KO'd, then that's bad. He spent the 4 and purchased that, I think that's a black, no, it's Manshoon. He picked up the Manshoon here. He's attacking with his 5/5. This is not something I would do here. I'm just gonna let it like waltz right on through. Be okay with taking 5 down to 14 because that means he's not going to just get massive amounts of experience off of this roll that I'm rolling here. And we do land the Yawning Portal alongside of the Vajra. So crazy turn incoming. If we can land the Halfling Thief, that would be just wonderful. Come on, Halfling. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna have some really just convoluted things all happening at once. So playing the Yawning Portal means anything that fields after this is free to field and also going to reduce the purchase cost by 1. We're going to play the Vajra first. She's going to gain an experience token. She's free to field, of course. Experience goes on her, so she's now a 1/4. We're gonna field a Halfling Thief. We're gonna see 2 sidekicks come out of the bag. We're gonna put them back in the bag. We're gonna gain an experience token, now having 3 on the Halfling Thief. And his field is thin. Let's just put it that way. It's very thin. He's got exactly 1 Grell, and I think maybe he has a sidekick. Where does sidekick go? Oh, it's just tucked in there. It's so hard to see. It's right there above the P on the police box. He plays this, Ryan plays this Doctor Who mat alongside of those pearlescent dice. My favorite dice, actually. I like them probably just as much, if not more, than these black dice. By the way, I am buying just a boatload of Halfling Thieves, which is smart. Halfling Thieves, which is very smart in my opinion. I'm going to pick up an Elf Wizard. The old school Battle for Faerun Elf Wizard. Yeah, got to do it. I thought about buying a Vajra there with that singular bolt, just because we already have one, so putting a second one in circulation is good, because it's already gaining the buff. But, I said, it's been so long since I've played with the Elf Wizard, why not? He chooses to chump block with a sidekick that was hidden. And, you know, so be it. I forgot to deal 1 with the Vajra. So we acknowledge that 1 had been dealt. With Vajra being in the field and then me fielding a Halfling Thief, that does ping for 1. So he's technically at 19 while we're at 14. He's finally getting to roll his Strahd here. I wasn't able to remove that from the bag. And the Strahd comes up. So now this is going to get a little disgusting because he did bring the ability to ping my stuff for 1, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think if he uses a global ability with like that Manshoon being active, then he can deal 1 to one of my adventurers. And if my adventurers take damage, then Strahd gets huge. Unfortunately, though, he hasn't circulated back around to any of these characters that we've been, you know, either letting through or removing or anything he's purchasing, because those Halfling Thieves are just mean. He fields the Strahd. He has to pay 2 to field the Strahd. He's got a shield and a mask. Probably wants to just keep resurrecting. Looks like he is going to resurrect. Pulls the Ghost. So he gets to roll the Ghost. We don't have the ability to affect that die now that it's over in prep. Which is good for him, not good for us, because we actually had 2 Halfling Thieves in the bag alongside of an Elf Wizard. This is where things get gross, because at the beginning of the game I noticed that he had brought Cloud Kill, which is actually just really wonderful for us. Cloud Kill, when you play the action. Oh, that's a terrible roll. Oh my goodness. When you play the action on Cloud Kill, it deals 1 damage to my opponent's creatures, characters, whatever you want to call them. And then they can't block unless their owner pays 1 energy per character to block. So we get 2 out of the 4 characters that we can get here. Adventurers are free to field, so we don't have to pay to field that Halfling Thief. When we field that Halfling Thief, 3 things will go off, which is kind of crazy. And then when we field the Elf Wizard, 2 things will go off. I guess technically 3 things will go off for that too. So fielding this Halfling Thief will gain us an experience. It will deal 1 damage to Ryan from Vajra's ability, and he will draw 2 dice, and I will decide where they go. They're both sidekicks, so they're both going to go back to the bag. Experience gained, damage dealt. There's so many things to keep track of when you're playing this type of an adventurer team. Then we're going to play the Elf Wizard. All basic or all action dice essentially are 1 less to purchase. Elf Wizard gains an experience token, and technically Ryan takes 1 damage. I don't know if we catch it. Do we catch it? He should take 1 damage. We might have just forgotten. There's so many things to keep track of. Now, the question is, what are we paying 2 for? Technically, Cloak of Elvenkind over there on Ryan's side does make things much harder for him to block with. So we should probably think about paying for that. But technically also, because we have Elf Wizard on the when-fielded effect making action dice 1 less to purchase, we can pay 2 for the Cloud Kill. And then if we attack with this version of Elf Wizard, whenever she attacks, you can prep an action die in your used pile. Oh, good. We did catch the 17 there. So we're going to prep over the Cloud Kill we just purchased, making it really uncomfortable for him. Then we're going to attack with the Halfling Thieves alongside of that Elf Wizard. We have to trigger the When Attacks ability, or I guess resolve. Technically it triggered when we push the die forward. So we have to resolve the When Attacks ability first. Then we can push the other things. I guess if you wanted to be like a nitpicker about the rules of the attack step, you would essentially declare all of your attackers first, then trigger their When Attacks effects. He's choosing to block this way, which is the smart way. Blocking in this scenario means that the least amount of characters get the experience from the Grell being KO'd, because technically the Grell will KO the Halfling Thief, and the other Halfling Thief will go through unblocked, and Strahd will KO the Elf Wizard. So when at the end of the turn, when we're supposed to gain experience for KOing a monster, the Halfling Thief and the Elf Wizard will not be active. Therefore, they will not gain an extra experience token only Volo and Vadra will. So that'll go through and deal him some amount of damage. I can't actually remember, and it is really hard. It looks like it deals him a good chunk down to 12. That will go there. Oh, maybe the Halfling Thief did gain. Oh, looks like I was wrong. Halfling Thief did gain. For some reason, I thought he removed that. The Strahd definitely removes, KOs the Elf Wizard, though. We have 5 experience on that Halfling Thief. The Halfling Thieves are 8/8s on top. That's crazy. And that is an 8/8 in the field. And there's the Doppelganger he attacked with a few turns ago. If that had stayed in the field, that thing would be like a 12 attack, 12 defense kind of guy. That'd be crazy. So he misses the Ghost, which is absolutely terrible, because that Ghost, if that gets fielded on this turn, then I'm down to 2 experience instead of 5 on the Halfling Thief, which is bonkers. Just crazy. But at least you got characters here, and that's something you desperately need. Something you desperately need. So you're going to want to pay everything to field, obviously. Paying to field everything, fielding the sidekick as well. Now, I don't think you ever really attack here. I'm not sure that's like a thing you do. I don't know. Maybe you do. And you do have a Manshoon active, which means if you play like a global ability of any sort, then he gets to deal a damage, and you can start ramping up Strahd a little bit. Strahd's already gained some experience tokens because, like in that last bout when he blocked my adventurer, he dealt damage to my adventurer, and so did the Grell. So technically, he gained experience just then. Choosing to, let's see what he chooses to do here with these 2 masks. I think he needs to hang on to as many sets of energy, or just any energy that he has possibly. He is going to deal a damage with the Manshoon over to this Volo, who technically does have experience right now. He's got an experience token on it, so it deals 1. It deals 1 damage out of the 2 defense that he has, so it doesn't KO him, but dealing the damage does buff up Strahd yet again. And if I'm keeping track, I think Strahd's gained, what, 2 experience tokens? Maybe 3. So he's looking at either a 6/7 Strahd or a 7/8 Strahd. Keeping the 2 masks is extremely smart here because I'm about to roll a Cloud Kill. And if Cloud Kill comes up, with Ryan already at 12, then we can not really push for lethal, but we can definitely threaten it. Cloud Kill does come up. We kind of need more characters dice, though. Not having access to, the other Halfling Thieves that are already crazy buffed means we can't push a ton here, because Cloud Kill is going to deal 1 damage to his stuff, but he does have like a 5/5 over there in the form of that Doppelganger. Now, options here include re-rolling the Yawning Portal, re-rolling the character, obviously, on the Elf Wizard is good too. If we get the Elf Wizard, it's obviously free to field, and then you get the when fielded effect, making action dice cheaper. And it looks like we do get it, okay. So we have 3 energy to work with. We have 1 sidekick coming down. We can technically fix a sidekick because Intellect Devourer Global was brought to the table. So we effectively have access to 4 energy. Fielding that means it gains an experience. It means Ryan takes 1 down to 11. It means my action dice, or really any action dice, cost 1 less to purchase. It also means Doppelganger gains an experience token. So Ryan's at 11. We're going to play Cloud Kill. That's going to deal 1 damage to all of his stuff. He has 3 blockers. That Grell gets KO'd there. And that Grell getting KO'd technically at the end of this turn, all of my adventurers are going to gain an experience for that Grell being KO'd. I wonder if we catch that. I forget. We played this game a little over a week ago. I resurrect, and then I pay 2 for another cloud kill. And again, if I attack with the Elf Wizard, I can prep over that cloud kill, because I brought the common Elf Wizard from the original Battle for Faerun set. Going to attacks, I'm going to attack with the Halfling Thief, attack with the Elf Wizard. That's going to prep over that cloud kill we purchased this turn. See what he chooses to do. This is an 8/8, which is just crazy. And we're also attacking, if I remember correctly, it's like an 0-1? No, like 3 or something like that. I forgot the stat line of Elf Wizard. It's been so long. And I need to upgrade my camera to like super high res so that we can see all of the numbers on it. That'd be sweet. Nevertheless, I think it's attacking for like 2/4. It's like an 0-2 or something. So he's going to pay 2 energy to allow himself to block with 2 things. Going to allow Strahd to block, and he's going to allow Manshun to block. Neither of those are monsters. So block there and block here. Neither of those being monsters, we think we're avoiding gaining experience for my characters on the field, but because Grell was KO'd earlier, technically all of my stuff in the field should gain an experience here. So blocking here, the KOs will go as follows. My Elf Wizard will KO versus his big boy Strahd, and my Halfling Thief will survive. And technically, he should not take a damage, obviously. He should, all my stuff should gain an experience. We missed that. That's interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you see that I missed something, let me know in a comment below. Maybe I missed it. Maybe we got it right. And I just missed where, something caught me off guard. He rolls 3 characters. That's insanely good for him. He should honestly just consider rolling that Soulmonger as energy and then rolling those sidekicks as more sidekicks. It doesn't help against Cloud Kill, but if we miss Cloud Kill, it definitely keeps him alive. He is going to do that. He's going to roll those. He didn't roll the Soulmonger as energy, though. So 3 characters are going to go out in the field. One of them is a 3/1, one of them is a 1/1, and one of them is an 0-2. Soulmonger going to get played. Going to field the characters out there. Leaves him with 1 energy, unfortunately. He's going to fix the sidekick with the Intellect Devourer Global. The global that he used allows him to use Manshun's ability. He's going to ping the Volo again, which gives Strahd an experience token. Technically, Strahd gained 1 last turn as well when one of my characters was damaged by Strahd, so he's like got 4 or 5 experience tokens on him as well. He's like an 8/9 or something, which is crazy when you think about it. All right, we're rolling a boatload of stuff. We missed the Cloud Kill. We kind of want that Cloud Kill, obviously. We have a Vadra that we can get out in the field, gain an experience on that one. Essentially here, we're just looking for that Cloud Kill to come up, and then let's see, is there anything else we can do to push final? Just roll more characters, I guess, right? Cloud Kill does not come up. We do again get the opportunity to do the whole combo with Elf Wizard, and we can buy the final Cloud Kill copy. We are going to field a Vadra. That will give Vadra another experience. That will deal 1 more damage to Ryan. That will also give an experience token to Doppelganger. So many things that go on all at once. It's so cool. Field, oh my god, it's so stupid. A field Elf Wizard, deal a damage, gain experience, reduce the purchase cost by 1 of action dice. We're gonna do some more stuff, I would imagine, right? We have a question mark for the Nihilore Global if we need it. How many things do we have in the field, though? We have like decent damage all around, right? He has 4 blockers. We're going to pay 2 for that final cloud kill. Technically, we don't have to. We already have a cloud kill in used. Is there something better you could spin that on? Probably, I don't know. Buy the 3rd Halfling Thief. We could resurrect here. The best thing, I don't know, maybe if we keep this line, the best thing to do would be to, you know, go through the attack phase, attack with, looks like we are going to attack with a Vadra, attack with the Elf Wizard, prepping over one of those Cloud Kill dice, and then attacking with our, I think it's still an 8/8 Halfling Thief. And then we can go through the entire process of the attack step, and during the globals portion of the attack step, we can then use Resurrection. You never res before here because you want to be able to prep that with the win attacks ability. Prep that cloud kill, right? So deciding how he blocks, he's going to block with a Manshoon on the 8/8. He's looking at the different varying stats on those guys. I think they're both like 3/5s or something like that. I think they're both attacking 3/5s. Block one of them with the giant Strahd. And then I would imagine he chumps blocks this last one with one of the monsters. See which one he chooses to block with. The Doppelganger means it doesn't get KO'd, I think, right? Yeah, Doppelganger's going to come and block as well. We're going to resurrect so that we can put all of those 8 dice into the bag. 2 of those dice are, I guess 3 of them technically, are Halfling Thieves. And then one of them's a Cloud Kill. So we have really good odds. No, 2 of them looks like are a Halfling Thief now left in the bag because one of them got prepped. Yay! Very good odds of pulling good things from the bag going forward. So he's going to most likely resolve this, and in resolving, he's going to deal damage to my adventurers. I'm going to fix a sidekick to a mask, and then I'm going to pop the Elf Wizard. And doing so, it's weird to pop the Elf Wizard. Why did I pop the Elf Wizard? Oh, you know, I guess to avoid some sort of a damage. I don't remember why I popped that. Maybe that was the wrong pop. Nevertheless, it allows us to, I guess, roll it and refield it, right? So he pulls 2 sidekicks from his bag, and then he pulls 2 more sidekicks from his bag, and he's just going to need to roll characters and hope that I don't roll Cloud Kill. He rolls the Manshoon up, but those other 4 dice really don't matter because you just need to not die and establish some sort of thing with like Ghost taking out experience. Oh, they don't come up characters or sidekicks. Gonna field a Manshoon. He's down to 1, 2, 3, 4 characters in the field. If you can't tell, they're all hidden in the police box. He is left. He's going to buy another Ghost, but it might be just worth it to save that energy instead and just try to hope that I don't miss. I guess buying that thing is a good call. Oh, we pull the other Cloud Kill. We pull the Halfling Thief and a sidekick and a sidekick. What a crazy batch of dice. Look at all these dice here. And we get Vadra to come up. We get Cloud Kill to come up. Both Cloud Kills. In fact, rolling both Cloud Kills just seals the deal because it deals 2 to the Manshoon as well, putting his blockers at 2. We missed the Halfling Thieves there. And we missed the Elf Wizard. But it might not matter. It might just be game just enough on board to push for the lethal, it looks like. Fielding the Vadra deals 1 damage, gains 1 experience. Doppelganger gains an experience as well. Play Cloud Kill. Play Cloud Kill. Dealing 2 damage total, making him have to pay 2 technically to block with everything. Or to block with a character. I think it stacks. If it doesn't stack, let me know. But then I am going to full push, and it is just going to be too much. Too much damage. put some masks on the Cloak of Elvenkind to make that one not able to block. And that's going to be the game. What did you think about this game? What do you think about this team? We were definitely playing two casual-ish kind of teams where they just move slowly and try to plod their way to victory. But right after this game, Ryan decides to mix it up and pull out just the craziest Golden Age Dragon team. So if you want to see that, let me know in a comment below and I will get that out to you. As always, everybody, thank you guys for watching.